from the Bay Area's local news station. You're watching the KRON 4 Morning News at 5.
All right, well, good morning. It is Thursday, December 29th. Another rainy, wet day. I'm Marina Harvey.
And I'm Will Tran. You know what? Today wasn't as bad as 2 days ago, John.
Right.
Heading in, though, but we did see some puddling.
Yeah.
How long is this going to last?
Good morning, John.
Oh, a long time, guys. We are getting like a break in there, and that's like it. The rain is going to come down throughout the course of the day today, on through much of the forecast. So yeah, you're getting a look at radar right there. What a doozy already. We've got a lot of rain that's already fallen. We've seen saturated conditions on roadways. We're already starting to see some ponding of water out there, so your risk of hydroplaning is already up. We've got so much more rainfall ahead of us, too. We asked for it, but it is a lot all at once. Now, your view outside right now in San Francisco, actually fairly calm right now. Radar is showing you that North Bay is our most active area currently. We are seeing widespread showers across Sonoma, Napa, Solano, as well as into Marin County. Now, once you head a little bit further southward, a little bit calmer, we are seeing sprinkles here and there up and down the peninsula. Light to moderate showers in the South Bay. Zooming out, you see the general direction that rainfall is headed, mostly in a southeasterly trajectory. Rain transitioning to snowfall up in the Sierra Nevada, as well as up in the North Coast ranges. And we've got plenty more ahead of us. Timing it out on Futurecast, we will take a bit of a breather from 11 a.m. to around 2 p.m. Then it kicks right back up into the afternoon, and heavy rainfall during overnight hours tonight, setting us up for a rough commute tomorrow morning. Because of so much rain in the days to come, we have flood watches that will take effect tomorrow night through Saturday night for the entirety of the Bay Area. If you know already that you're in an area that is prone to flooding, has poor drainages, now is your time to get into flood mode in advance of it. Make sure that you're taking those preparations seriously as we see so much water in this forecast. 40s and 50s for our current temps. Right now, San Jose and Napa at 50 degrees, Oakland and Alameda at 49. I'm going to be breaking down all the extended rainfall that we have well into the new year, all still to come. Raina.
All right, John, thank you for that. Well, usually when it rains, you can tell just how difficult it is out there. Based on the number of accidents, we certainly had way more at the start of this week when we had that storm rolling through. And there are just a few to this morning, so just drive slow. 8 minutes into the city, San Mateo Bridge, 13 minutes at 80 to 101. Your Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, tolls to 101. It's going to be 8 minutes. And the Golden Gate Bridge, 37 to the tolls. It's going to be a 20-minute drive on this wet Thursday morning.
Okay, so all of the rain coming our way can cause a lot of problems for people in flood areas.
Yeah, and that's why you got cities and counties throughout the Bay that have been making sandbags, those bags, available. So make sure you pick some up.
KRON 4's Sarah Stinson is live at a sandbag station in Pleasant Hill this morning to tell us how we can get our hands on those sandbags. Sarah?
Yeah, you know who you are if you need sandbags. You know you've been through it before, but we haven't seen rain like this in a long time. So maybe it's a good idea if you live in one of those flooded areas that, you know, is prone to that, to get a sandbag or two. I'm live here in Pleasant Hill at a spot where you can get those sandbags. However, there's also spots in Mill Valley. We've got a full list on our website, kron4.com, something that you want to check out and get all the details if you really do need those sandbags. Just very important to protect your home or your business, and that protects any water from going inside your home. This morning, what I'm seeing so far is a light sprinkle. The road's not so bad, actually, because we did get a break in the rain yesterday. That was very helpful. I wasn't seeing any hydroplane risk, so that's good, but the rain's going to be pretty constant from here on out. You just heard meteorologist John Schrabel talk about the storm that we're going to be experiencing, and it's going to be relentless. We're hearing from our meteorologist that over the next 10 to 14 days, I mean, it's going to be a lot. Forecast models showing 10 to 11 inches of rain in urban areas. So in cities, I mean, that's a lot of rain. I've already seen a lot of rain collecting in San Francisco. I can only imagine what we're going to see over the next 3-4 days, especially with the rain going to be constant. We also could see 20 inches of rain or more on the coastal mountains in the North Bay, Santa Cruz Mountains. That causes some concern for flooding and for mudslides. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like we've been begging for rain for years, and here we are finally getting it, and we're getting it in a big way. Now, we'll be continuing to check out what we see out here in the field here in the East Bay all morning. Plus, we'll be going over where you can check out those sandbags. For now, I'll send it back to you, Will, Raina.
All right, Sarah, some great advice. Hey, make sure you grab those sandbags. Thank you for that.
You can learn more about weather conditions in your neighborhood on our website or on the KRON 4 app. You'll find full forecasts, interactive radar, and weather alerts. Just download the KRON 4 app from the App Store or Google Play.
All right, taking a live look at SFO as we continue to follow many Southwest airline cancellations. Thousands of passengers across the country are still stranded. The airline has already canceled more than 2,300 flights today nationwide. Here in the Bay Area, nearly 300 Southwest flights have already been canceled across all 3 Bay Area airports. Now, yesterday, the airline canceled 61% of their flights. Roughly 300 of them were scheduled for the Bay Area. However, the lines were not as long at the Southwest counter Wednesday, but just as many bags remain at the luggage area. Now, they are from passengers that had connecting flights. They didn't make it to San Jose. The Southwest Chief Commercial Officer issued an apology and an update on refunds.
A full refund request for any canceled flights. And if you have any travel expenses due to the disruption, you can submit those receipts directly on our website.
Several airlines like JetBlue and United are placing price caps on some cities in order to help Southwest travelers purchase last-minute flights that are typically a lot more expensive. The price caps will vary by city and are expected to continue through New Year's Eve. The cap will apply to cities in the U.S. and Latin America, where Southwest typically flies to and from. Federal investigators say they're looking into what happened with Southwest's operations. Both President Joe Biden and the Department of Transportation say they're looking into ways to hold the airline accountable. The Senate Commerce Committee says it also plans to investigate when Congress returns for session next year.
A disaster from day one, complete lack of concern for the American public. We're going to investigate this.
They're using very old, archaic software and technology. If you're going to get billions of dollars from the government, maybe you should have your technology in order.
Southwest says they're planning to double down on upgrades to their systems, so this does not happen again.
Meanwhile, California lawmakers say they are fed up with Southwest too. The State Committee on Transportation says it can only do so much since the federal government handlines airlines regulations. Still, they think there are some opportunities to partner with national leaders to make some sort of changes.
We need much stronger regulations to protect the health and safety and well-being of customers. We should do more to prevent price gouging in these kinds of events. There should be a lot more recourse for customers to get their personal belongings back, and if they can't, then the airline should help them. People being expected to sleep in terminals for days on end, being kicked out when there's no hotel rooms available, that's just completely unacceptable for any business. And there needs to be strong federal laws to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta said on Twitter, airlines have lost the customer's trust. They're meant to serve. Now, we need more accountability and transparency in the airline industry.
A judge denied bail for a woman accused of murdering 2 small kids in San Francisco. KRON 4's Hazik Majun was in the courtroom and has the very latest details on the case.
34-year-old Felicia Green Pulliam made her first court appearance here at the Hall of Justice in San Francisco. She is accused of killing 2 little girls, a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old, back on Friday, December 23rd, in a home on Navy Road in the city's Bayview district. According to investigators with the DA's office, their father called 911 when he returned home that morning and found his daughters unconscious. SFPD officers arrived, tried to revive the 2 girls, and called paramedics. Unfortunately, their efforts to save the children's lives were unsuccessful. The 1-year-old and 5-year-old were both pronounced dead at the scene. In court, no plea was entered as Pulliam's arraignment was held over to Friday, so the defense attorney who was just assigned to the case can get up to speed.
There are very serious allegations, but you know, it's very early in the process, and I haven't had a chance to review all the evidence and discovery yet. So far, The only thing the district attorney has provided me is the complaint. And so that's all I know at this point in time. And so I request that everybody please withhold judgment.
In a statement, San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins says, quote, "My heart breaks for this family. I offer them my deepest condolences and unwavering commitment to seeking justice," unquote. Paulisha Green Pulliam has been in custody since her arrest on December 23rd and will remain behind bars after prosecutors successfully argued for her pretrial detention, due, they said, to the public safety risks she poses to the community. If convicted of all charges, Pulliam faces life without the possibility of parole. Now, the relationship between the suspect and the two victims remains a bit of a mystery. The DA's office wouldn't clarify, and family members at the courthouse declined to make any comments. At the Hall of Justice in San Francisco, Hazik Madyoun, Crown 4 News.
Well, you need to note that several new state laws are going to go into effect starting on Sunday, including a pay raise for some. California's minimum wage goes up by 50 cents across the board to $15.50 an hour. That's more than the 3% increase, but still less than half of this year's record high inflation. It's going to be the first time since 2018 that the minimum wage did not increase by at least $1. Also, jaywalking becomes legal on January 1st. Pedestrians have been required to stay in crosswalks at intersections. Now people will not be ticketed unless, quote, a reasonably careful person would realize there is an immediate danger of collision with a moving vehicle. Coming up in the next half hour, some students are looking to take San Francisco's Chinatown virtual. We're going to tell you how they plan to do that, John.
Might be a good time for a virtual tour, too, because it's going to be wet out there if you're actually getting outside. We are looking at highs in the 50s later today. A bit of a break in the rain looking likely from around 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Capitalize on it because the afternoon gets wet all over again. Your forecast is ahead.